to today's. Give everyone a sec to hop in. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to chat today about, like I said, Turnkey Properties. We have a special guest here. His name is Grant. I'll let him in a couple minutes. But yeah, I just want to make sure everyone is here and everyone can hear and see me. And don't be shy, okay, as we're going live here. Do not be shy to put questions in the chat, because that's what today's all about, is to literally have a conversation about some turnkey properties. So going to be introducing you to one of our, oh, hello, hey, it doesn't say a name, it just says Facebook user. So hello, we're live on a couple of different platforms here. Guys, don't be shy. If you have questions, please do not be shy, okay? But yeah, literally today is going to be a conversation with one of our preferred partners. We have purchased a property as of today in Ohio, as of today in Ohio. We will be purchasing multiple others. If you guys are not aware, we have our Action Family Mentoring Program, and we've had multiple people within there. There's Sean saying hello. Hey, Sean, how's it going? And we've had multiple people, well, actually both within our Action family who have purchased as well through this, our preferred partner. I'm not trying to keep you in suspense. We'll bring them on soon. And then we've had people also just in our general community as well. Oh, thank you. Who have purchased through them as well. So this is going to be cool. I want it to be interactive. So do not be shy. Ask some questions in the chat. I'll bring in Grant here. Here, let me bring in Grant. There we go. Hey, Grant, how's it going?
Hey, Dave. Excuse me. Pardon, I might be coughing a little bit, a little under the weather, but it's certainly I'm glad to be here today to chat with you and your community, and hopefully answer several questions. That's the point of me coming on today, is to help further along any sort of misunderstanding about turnkey, or what we do and how we excel in this space. So I'm really excited about today.
Love it. Okay, Grant, you came in with some energy. I love it. I'll try and match your energy, my friend. But yeah. So, and guys, okay. And today I had an idea. I was driving home from the gym this morning, and I knew we had this live, and I thought a lot of times, because some of you might have been on last night, we did a webinar as well with Rent to Retirement. I'll kind of do an intro, but today I'm going to want to have a conversation about roadblocks, problems, barriers. I don't like using the word problems, but what is it that is stopping you? What is it that is jamming you up? So start putting that in the chat, or questions for Grant. And let me do a quick intro here. So Grant is the COO, right? Grant, COO?
Okay. Yes, that's correct. Yep.
COO at Rent to Retirement. Okay, so that's Grant's introduction. Now let's talk about Rent to Retirement as well. They are, in my opinion, the nation's leading turnkey provider, okay, in the space. There are others as well. And Mel and I, we chose them specifically because we did our homework, right? Mel and I, we don't partner up with people very often. And when we do, the proof needs to be in the pudding. The values need to be aligned with ours as well. And they have to be someone that we've done business with. So basically, like I mentioned earlier, we've now purchased one. We're going to be purchasing lots of others, and Action Family members have purchased as well in Ohio. And what they specialize in is, well, providing you with turnkey property, and Grant will be able to go into that as well more than I can, but it's providing you with a solution, right? An income property, an asset at any part of your journey, okay? And I'll just talk a little bit about mine, and then I'll hand it over to Grant. And if you have any questions or roadblocks or concerns, or what's jamming you up in your real estate investing journey right now, definitely post it. But Mel and I would consider us professional real estate investors, right? We have a coaching mentoring program as well, the Action Family. We literally show people how to do the same thing that we're doing without using joint venture partners. That's our specialty. And this summer, Mel's oldest daughter, Caitlin, right? She's 18. She went off to college. So at the end of the school year, right, we're getting stuff ready for that. We're running around with chickens with our, anyway, so just all that stuff and getting things ready, getting her enrolled. We were very busy, right? So we thought, you know what, we don't want to stop buying. So what we did is we found Rent to Retirement. It's funny because I was on their email list for years, and one of my coaches and colleagues went, because I was explaining this to them, and they're like, why don't I introduce you to, a friend of mine? And turns out it was them. I'm like, man, I've been getting their emails for years, small world. And that's literally what happened. So this can be for an expert investor. It can be for a first-time investor. But yeah, I'm talking too much. I'll hand it over to you, Grant. So Grant.
No, that's great. Certainly appreciate all the insight that you have, and Mel as well. But when we're talking about turnkey properties, it's exactly that. We want you to be able to purchase it and not have to think about it. Really, we want you just to purchase the property and then start collecting mailbox money. We go into these different areas, different markets that have landlord-friendly legislation, cash flow, stable rents, a growing economy, and that are also going to be areas in which you can have equity and appreciation. So a turnkey property is either newly built or newly remodeled and fully renovated with a renter already in there. The majority of our investors are, they're passive. They don't want to have to, worry about it. They want to just go, like I said, get that mailbox money. And so that's where we come in. We do all the heavy lifting for you. Like, we're going to go in, and if we wouldn't invest in it, then we're not going to try and sell it to you. So we, work with the local property management teams. We have, legal and financial advisors as well that we can help partner you with. That way, that whenever you're, investing in this huge asset for the betterment of you and your family, that we have everything taken care of for you. So I hope that's what we've been able to do with you, Dave, and Mel as well. But that's what we pride ourselves on is really being the advisor. We want to have that empathetic approach, make sure that we're listening to you all along the way. So
I love it. No, and Grant, I love it. I actually put it in the chat. Guys, I want this to be interactive. Who here doesn't want mailbox money? If you want to start receiving checks, start receiving money, right? Being a passive investor, put a 1 in the chat, right? Who doesn't want us to get some mailbox checks and be that mailbox investor? I love it. You coined that one, Grant. I love it. So I'm seeing some questions, and I'm seeing some, someone just wrote, nice, just happens, I'm on my lunch break. Perfect. So guys, put some more questions. I'll start kind of posting them in here, and what was it? Look at all the ones. There you go. Robert 1, Jasmine 1. Love it, right? Who doesn't want that mailbox money? Couple of things that Grant just said is being a passive investor. Now, again, full disclosure, right? And I'm sure, guys, you're not surprised. It's not going to be it is kind of a set and forget, but you do need to somewhat be involved because it's still going to be your asset, right? You're going to buy an income property. It's going to be your asset. You're going to own it. No joint venture partners. And at the end of the day, it's your baby, right? However, you will have, right? You're going to have those guardrails. People are going to keep you within those lines, right? They're going to help you with buying it, finding it, getting it financed, making sure that your entities, so your LLCs and that type of thing, depending how you decide to own it, S Corp, C Corp, and that will be up to the lawyers and accountants. But they will keep you within those guardrails and have a property management. I'm going to say property management and manager at the same time, but in place for you so that you don't have to do all that groundwork. Okay, so let's go to some of the questions. I'm seeing some ones. So let's go through, and Grant, let's answer them together.
Sure.
You'll have the rent to retirement aspect. I'll have kind of the investor Mel and Dave aspect, and we'll crush it together, my friend. So first question here is, so I don't know the name, Facebook user. I think it may be how to raise capital to be able to buy in the US as well as, okay, so how to buy in the US and how to raise capital. So I'm assuming you're Canadian. It doesn't say a name. So Facebook user, I'm assuming you're a Canadian, and the issue is how to buy in the US. So I don't know if you want to go first or second on that one, Grant.
I would let you take the lead on this one, with you being, Canadian.
And okay, so I'll call you a Facebook user because there's no name, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And Grant can attest to this. Being a Canadian buying in the US, so I'm located in Canada, right? And I'm sure that's not a surprise if you're following Mel and I, and that's why I've got my Toronto Maple Leaf Yeti here. But in the beginning, was it intimidating buying in the US? Not going to lie. Yes. Now, it doesn't have to be. And I'm just kind of doing a mindset check with you guys here as kind of Coach Dave is anything you do that is different or not within your realm will be intimidating. So the first time that I bought a duplex, it was intimidating. Then a triplex, then a fiveplex, then double digits, and then a 50plex, and then going to the US, going to cost, all those types of things. Anytime it's something new will be scary. Like it's fear, false evidence appearing real. Tony Robbins, right? Mel and I have Tony Robbins coaches. So that is normal. I just wanted that. This is what I'm getting at is that is completely normal. So don't beat yourself up about it. Now, the biggest thing and where rent to retirement comes in is this is a walk in the park for them. Like literally they have Canadian investors, international investors, all day, every day, purchasing assets from them. Okay. So this is very, very easy for them. So how do I get set up? Honestly, they will be able to walk you through the entire process. They've walked me through the process in my deal, whether it's how do I set up my LLC to make sure that I'm compliant on the US side and on the Canadian side, or wherever, country you're actually tuning in from today, they will be able to help you with that. I was talking yesterday, an introduction you guys had made. I was talking yesterday to a lender that you guys use. And I was asking, is there any issue with me being a foreign national? They said, absolutely not. We do deals with rent to retirement all the time with US citizens, Canadians, other foreign nationals, or other investors. So that's not going to be an issue either. And then the raising capital, honestly, if you are a Canadian and you have registered funds, so in Canada, it's called registered funds. In the States, it's called retirement funds. Same difference, right? Your RRSPs, or in the States, your 401k. If you are in Canada and you have some of those funds, you can actually use your own to purchase those assets. Okay, so lots of different ways to raise funds. Grant, you guys see Canadians and international investors all the time, right?
Yeah, we do a lot with people in India, China, Canada. So, a lot of our investors aren't even US based. So that's why we have, our partners through NCH and NAF that do a lot of, lending and help with foreign nationals. So we do it all the time. That's where I think we excel in that as well. So.
That's amazing. And if someone from my team is here, if you guys can actually put the link, because some of you might be going, okay, this sounds awesome, guys. And we'll talk some more and there'll be more Q&A. But if you want, Rent to Retirement has been gracious enough to give our community, right? You're following Mel and I at Investor Mel and Dave. So I appreciate that. They have actually given us a link that is deals exclusive to us. Okay. So if someone from my team can please put that, if you click on there, it'll actually be, I think it's a spreadsheet website as well. Yeah, it'll be a spreadsheet. And you can access to some deals right there. You can book your call directly through Rent to Retirement there as well. Grant, correct me if I'm wrong, because we did have I was on a webinar last night with Zach, the founder. You guys are giving is it $500 off if they?
I believe that's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So again, don't quote me on that, but that's something that if you end up going through the Investor Mel and Dave network, Rent to Retirement has graciously said that they would give you a $500 credit on closing over and above of what they're already doing as well. So that's super, super awesome. So let me actually type it in. I'll go up to the next question, Grant, and then I'll start typing that in. There you go. Here, I'll do this one. I think Jessica had a question. And is everyone able to see that question? Grant, are you able to read that one out?
Yes. Yeah. So be part of the income tax file submitting in USA. Do I have to add that in my personal income tax in Canada? I'm not entirely sure on how you would report that, but we do have experts that we can, advise you or send your way to be able to chat, about the tax implications from not only U.S. standpoint, but also from a Canadian standpoint. So.
That's awesome. And Jessica, I'll pipe in too from be part of income tax file submitting. Do I have to add that to my person? Yeah. And Jessica, honestly, and this will be the beautiful part about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The beauty part is don't stress about the situation just yet. They'll be able to introduce you and we'll be able to introduce you again to the investor focused cross-border lawyers and attorneys, accountants and CPAs, where they'll go, okay, from the US, right? From south of the border, you're covered for XYZ. Now, does this actually comply with, or does it make sense to comply with what's going on north of the border? So you can avoid double taxation, because Canada and the US, we do have a tax treaty. And they'll be able to say what makes the most amount of sense for you personally. Because sometimes people, and this is a whole other can of worms. I've had accountants who have want me to own some assets personally for different deductions. The lawyers never like that, right? They want everything in entities, right? So, but that'll all depend, Jessica, on what you're doing, what your intentions are, if it's going to be, a flip or if it's going to be a buy and hold. But bottom line is they'll be able to help you. And I put the link there actually, guys. Whoops. Yeah, I put the link there. Guys, we'll just keep answering some questions, but Jessica or anyone else, I put it there. It's www. Here, let me show that. www.investor, hopefully I typed it out, investormeldave.com/deals. If someone could let me know if it's working for you. If not, I'll get the team to type it in. Maybe I made a mistake. But that is going to be your first bet. So Jessica, the first bet is going to be, hopefully you can see me. Just a sec. There's a delivery guy here. I'm looking out the window. I just mute myself. We're live, right? There we go. Sorry about that. Mel's just in the kitchen. But yeah, what I was saying is, honestly, guys, the first thing to do is book a call, and we'll kind of get into the details of what's next as well. Oh, there's my dog Millie. She's a German Shepherd. She likes to announce herself. But in regards to taxation and financing and insurance and markets, these are all valid questions and keep them coming. But a lot of these will be answered on the call with Rent to Retirement, right? So first step is what I would do, and again, do what you want. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but I would click on there, go on the website, because this is exclusive. Like Rent to Retirement does have a website, but this one particular with the /deals are deals that Rent to Retirement, I said, you know what? Mel and Dave, your community, you guys are approved partners. We have a good relationship. We want to give some deals to just your community. So these are deals that you won't find other places. And that'll be your first step. Then you book a call and you go through it and you start asking questions, right? So Jessica, it will not show up on your personal income tax, depending how you're set up and depending if you might leave it in that company, right? That corporation, that LLC. So if you don't take distributions personally or dividends personally, and again, this is accounting stuff, then if it doesn't hit your bank account personally, then you don't necessarily get taxed for it. I am not an accountant. I am not a lawyer. So don't take my lawyer in Canada and in the US. They always want me to say that, Dave, make sure you tell people you are not a lawyer. You are not an accountant. So again, I'm being compliant with their wishes. Guys, ask the actual people with the letters after their names. Okay. Not me. But good question, Jessica. Robert Jasmir. Okay, so Facebook user here. What's the options to get into these properties? I'm trying to think how to read that. What are the options to get into these properties? I guess just like Grant, I'll kind of answer this generally and pipe in if you've got, because it's kind of a general question. Honestly, the options to get in is like any other real estate transaction. So it's still going to be, you're still going to go to escrow. You're still going to have, title, all the other closing steps that you would. What Rent to Retirement is doing and the options to get into it is, like I said, that link that I had, with the /deals, that is going to give you deals that you're not going to see anywhere else, right? And then our Action Family Mentoring Program, they have another exclusive list, right? That's strictly for our Action Family Mentoring Program. But if you're not in there, this will be the next step exclusive listing. So first step would be click there. You're going to find a deal that you like. It's going to be, you'll go narrow down by states, by cash flow, by ROI, all of that. And then you're going to book, you can book a call with Rent to Retirement and have the conversation with their team. And then it would be like any other transaction, right? They'll walk you through, but that would be, I guess, your options to getting into these types of properties. Grant, did I miss something? Am I reading that question the wrong way, or?
No, I think that's how I would read it too. It's just like any other real estate purchase. There's nothing, outside the box. I mean, you do the closing the same way. It's remote because you're not, in Ohio or in, Southwest Florida, but it's the same deal. You just go to title, get all that done, and close it just like a normal transaction. So,
okay, I agree. And as you were talking, I'm just thinking. So, Grant, yes, I agree with you 100%. It will be a normal transaction or like any other transaction. And again, I don't know your name. It says Facebook user. I guess the amplified or the value add or it's kind of like what we've been chatting about is Rent to Retirement. It's going to cut out the noise. Okay. It's going to cut out time. It's going to cut out the noise, and it's going to do a lot of that due diligence and trailblazing, if you want to call it that, ahead of time. Okay. So that's going to be the major difference is you're going to come to them. You're going to book a call. You're going to say, I'm looking for XYZ. I have XYZ money. My goal is this. I'm doing this. And basically, wherever you are in your journey, they're going to meet you in the road there, and then they're going to be able to accompany you and hold your hand. Okay, it is basically that. So once you tell them your goals and what you're looking for, hey, I'm looking for long-term profit that's going to be easy, a steady market with higher cash flow. They've got that. Hey, I'm looking to put my money in and possibly flip it in like a year, 18 months. They've got that. So those are the options. They will pick the states that make sense. These are going to be landlord-friendly states or investor-friendly states. They are going to have found the property for you. And it's not, Zach says it very well, and I'll just kind of steal this from Zach, is being in the path of progress, I believe he says, right, Grant, all the time, path of progress. So these will be markets where they've been handpicked by Rent to Retirement, where they know there's progress going on. There's going to be some lift there. There's going to be some I guess lift is what I'll leave it at. So they'll be able to pick those markets. They'll find the deal. You don't have to go looking on the MLS. It's going to be boom. This is the market. These are the assets that we have, and we've renovated them. They've done the renovation, the BRRRR for you basically, right? And then you close on the property, and you can have it tenanted before you take possession, or you can have it tenanted after. Ours was tenanted. It was literally tenanted before we took possession. So super easy. So those are the options, I guess. I thought we were going to go the short way on that question, but we went the long way. So that'll probably answer a bunch of. Oh, Jessica had it here. Oh, okay, good, Jessica. So I guess it got cut off on you when you were answering. Okay. Hi, Dave. Sorry, my last message went out with a cut. There you go. That makes more sense. So if I have my LLC in the US and I purchase a property, that income will become part of my income tax file submitting in the US. Yes. So yeah, you would have to file just like anything else. You'll have to file, even if you don't. And again, guys, I'm not an accountant. You will have to file income taxes. Or even if you have, let's say you were to create an LLC today, and then you're not closing with Rent to Retirement because we're December 13th or 14th, December 13th. And you're not closing till January, you would still need, and I've had this happen, you would still need to file a nil tax return for 2023. So yes, you will have to file a tax return that goes with any LLC that you create. And that's a pain in the, you know what, I've had that done in Texas where I was like, oh, why didn't I just wait till January? Because now I got to file a nil tax return for like 10 or 15 days. Anyway, I digress. So, and then in Canada, you would, if there's income, again, you're going to have to, and I'm not the tax expert, but like let's just keep it that way. You would have to file in Canada as well, showing that I think it's like international, or I forget the name, the wording of it. But yes, Jessica. But that's honestly, Jessica, that's the easy part. That's, hey, Zach, Grant, myself will introduce you to accountants that you need. And that's the easy part. They'll go, oh, you're investing in the US as a Canadian. If it's a cross-border person that knows that they can do that in their sleep. That's the easy part. Finding the deal and all that, that's typically where people have a hard time, and making sure that they have managers. Like, that's the harder part. And that's where Rent to Retirement comes in and takes away that legwork. Okay. Facebook user. Oh, yes, it's Sean and Britt. Awesome. Actually, you know what? Sean and Britt, they were, I don't know if they are anymore, but they were in the same city that I'm in North Bay, Ontario, Canada. So that's awesome. I think you guys are out west now from what out in Alberta. So super cool. Hey guys, you guys are crushing it in the Action family. I love it. So it says Facebook user. Again, we don't know the name, so we're not trying to be rude. Only thing I am unsure of is how to do this with other people's money. Where's the exit? Other than that, you're right. It's a walk in the park. Okay. Boom. This is right up my alley. So first off, I want to highlight. I don't know what word I want to use here. I want to highlight or showcase. You agree. And again, I don't know your name, but I love this part. You're like, it's a walk in the park with Rent to Retirement. They literally white glove it for you. They take your hand. So I love that you're looking at that part. Now, in regards to the other people's money, that's where I think it is still a walk in the park. Okay. And what I mean by this is, remember I said earlier, you're going to be able to find a market and find deals that make sense for you. So let's build out a scenario. Let's say you find a property through Rent to Retirement, and you tell them, hey, I'm going to be borrowing a promissory note, which is totally typical. We do this all the time. We do it in different countries. You borrow a promissory note, and you tell Grant or someone on Grant's team, hey, I'm borrowing a promissory note. I'm making up a scenario. I'm doing a 2-year term. I'm borrowing 100K or 50K, which is going to be my down payment. I'm going to season it in my account for X amount of time, right, to keep financing happy. But I've got 2 years. I've got 24 months to be able to lift an asset, sell it or refinance it and pay them back. If you tell them that ahead of time, then they will say, okay, are you going to want to invest in where I did in Ohio, where it's going to be higher cash flow, slower growth? Probably not. They're going to say, if you need that money back in 12 to 18 months or 24 months, that's probably not the market for you. They'll probably say, and Zach said it last night, and Grant, you probably know better than I do as well with rent to retirement. They're going to handpick markets for you. So let's say they might pick Florida, for example, right? There's some new builds in Florida. From memory, I believe Zach had showed some examples yesterday that I think it was 320 purchase price and like 355 appraisal not long out. Anyway, things like that. But they'll pick a market for you where in a year from now, I need to exit. So you can sell it a year from now, I don't know, I'm making up numbers here, guys, don't hold me to it. Maybe you make 20, 30, 40K, it went up in value. So you get all the money back that you put into it, minus your closing fees, et cetera, which is no surprise. You pay back the promissory note, and that money left over is profit, right? So this is totally doable. And this is where you just need to be transparent and vocal with the team at Rent to Retirement when you book a call, and then they'll quarterback for you. Grant, do you agree? Like, this is whatever their investing style is, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we have people that they want to purchase a property just so they can offset their, day-to-day work. So we have physicians that are making, a good living, but they need to have some sort of offsetting loss. So they're going to play, the equity game. We have others that are wanting to replace, their income, and they want that cash flow game. So when you're chatting with our team, just let them know that, and they're going to be able to help, craft your best steps forward and what properties make the most sense and where to invest. I mean, that's what we do every day, all day long. So we've got a pretty good handle on that. So.
Love it. All right. So yeah, guys, again, that's the link. Actually, how do I do that? I think the team can pin it somehow. There you go, pinned. So guys, again, if you're thinking this sounds good, I want to know more. Actually, before we go into the next question, I want to say this, and I should have said this in the beginning because we did chat about this last night as well. The beautiful thing is, this is a value add option or proposition, okay? And what I mean by that is there's no obligation. So what I mean is click the link, check out some buildings. If you see something you like, awesome. If you don't see anything that, is your cup of tea or whatever that saying is, it doesn't mean that they don't have other deals. This is just the ones that are exclusive to our community because you're on the live here and you're following Mela and I and you're part of the Action Family community. You get access to these. Okay. So it doesn't mean that those are the only deals. It's just, these are deals that are not privy other places. And then from there, I would suggest, again, do what you want, but book a call because there's no strings attached. If you book a call with Zach and Grant's team, there's no obligation. It's a free call, and you basically go through your goals. Hey, I live in Michigan. I live in Toronto. It doesn't matter, right? And you can have the conversation. I'm doing this. I have this much money. I need to offset my income because I'm a doctor. I need to make more cash flow so I can leave my job. Like, whatever it is, have the conversation with them. They'll be able to help you. They've helped thousands of people, right, throughout the 10 plus years they've been doing this. But again, you're going to pick up some value no matter what. Even if you have a conversation and you don't end up buying a deal through them, you will pick up value. You will learn something, right? It's not going to go for nothing, your conversation. So there's nothing to lose. You might as well have a conversation. Okay. Facebook user, do they also run Canadian credit and income verification? So I'll just talk literally about my conversation yesterday with the introduction that I received through Rent to Retirement for a different lender. They are doing strictly, because I said, A, do you help foreign nationals? He said, absolutely, all day, every day. And I said, B, because typically they might do lower loan to value and higher interest rate when you don't have citizenship, right? And then they might need to start looking at income and all that type of stuff. And that's the conversation that we had. And this lender specifically said for foreign nationals, we will do up to, and don't quote me on this, guys, but up to 80% loan to value. Okay. And you'll get introduced to rent to retirement, so don't stress about it. Up to 80% loan to value. And they'll do a DSCR loan, okay, debt service coverage ratio loan, meaning this is the asset and this is you. They will be underwriting the asset. They're mostly looking at, okay, cool, you make income in Canada, China, India, whatever, and your credit score is X. I think you have to have a minimum. Oh, don't quote me on that, guys, but just general. They are going to be looking at the building because they are financing the building, right? They're making sure that the income is here, the expenses are here, and that ratio, right? That DSCR ratio, that is what they're financing on. Okay, so again, Facebook user, I don't know your name. Will they look at your income and all that? Have the call with them, but they will be looking mostly at the asset, okay, which is very favorable. I love using, this is called, asset-based lending, equity-based lending, asset-based lending, okay, which is very attractive. I love that. Grant, anything you wanted to add in on that or good?
No, I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. When we have that first conversation, like it's all about figuring out, what your next steps are. Like, what do you want to invest in? What are you looking at? And then we can start, helping you with the legal side, the, getting loans as well, like Dave's talking about. So we just want to get your team on, or your community on the phone with us. I think we can really help them understand what, we can do, how we can be a value add into, in their portfolio. So.
I 100% agree with you. Okay. Robert, Jessica did the thanks, Dave. Love it, love it. You're welcome, Jessica. Robert, if you buy an apartment building, do you look for a place that needs work or upgrades? So the whole play with rent to retirement is going to be, they take that legwork out for you, right? So they're going to take out the legwork of finding, and they do have multifamily. That's one question I'm surprised didn't come up. They have single family homes. That's what I end up purchasing in Ohio. I'm a strong multifamily guy, right? That's my bread and butter. That's what Mel and I quit our jobs on. That's what puts the roof over our head, right? All of that, multifamily is my bread and butter. However, do we still do single family homes? Yes, just did one with Rent to Retirement Ohio. I still have my first single family home that I bought in North Bay. Different countries, I'll do them. The other thing too is they do short-term rentals. They do have some. I think is it in Florida or it's in Texas on the ocean? Grant,
So we've got we had some in Alabama. We have some in Texas, in New Braunfels, which is a really cool town outside of Austin. So
super cool. Okay, so again, if you're thinking, maybe I don't want to do a single family home, they have other options. Or if I want to do short-term rental, they have that option. Or if you're looking at multifamily, they have that option. Okay. It's going to be the smaller residential multifamily. You're not going to go buy a 20-plex or anything like that. But yeah, they do have all of the above. So Robert, I think that was your question. Where'd it go here? And I love that you guys are asking questions, guys. Okay. Again, be interactive. That's the whole point of having Grant here. Robert had said, how do I find a lawyer and what do you look for? And I think this was earlier on, Robert, so I'll kind of just answer. And I think you already know the answer to this and everyone. But again, I love that you asked it. It's going to be through the team, right? They are going to introduce you to their investor focus attorneys and lawyers and cross-border specialists. So again, you'll find one through their network. And this is the thing I love. So like for our Action Family community, right? So people in the Action Family, they get access to my Rolodex, right? Our Rolodex, Mel and I. So people that we've been, our 23 plus combined years, people that we've, picked up along the way, accumulated our Rolodex, you get introductions to them. And even if you're not part of our Action Family mentoring program through Rent to Retirement, Grant and Zach and the team over there, they will introduce you to their Rolodex of people who will help you do that transaction with them. So honestly, guys, if any of those are in your, but what if, whether it's a lawyer, attorney, accountant, CPA, financing, insurance, any of those four, title companies, escrows, like I'm trying to think of, what do you call them? Home inspectors, anything that you're thinking, I am going to need this to be able to complete this transaction for this real estate, they will have it for you. Okay. So do not stress about that. This is their bread and butter, is taking care of you. But I love it. I saw something from Courtney. Yeah, there you go, Courtney. Okay, Courtney, US homes don't grow in value as quickly as Canadian homes. That, I would put an asterisk there, subjective, or that. Let me keep reading your question and then let's go back. If you have to sell the US investment property within a few years, will the cash flow outweigh the lack of equity? Okay, so great question, Courtney. I think you're actually part of the Action family. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't matter, Courtney. I'll still answer the question. But this will be so subject to the market. Like I think Zach said his portfolio across the entire US, I think went up by like 9% or so, I think he said yesterday. So, okay, the end result is if you go to sell it, you want to have enough of a lift to be able to have enough equity to make money from it. 100% agree with you. Or if it's to get that refi, I 100% agree with you. It's getting that lift, appreciating that asset, whether it's forced appreciation or market appreciation. Couldn't be more bang on, Courtney. Now, if that is the end result that you want, and everyone has a different end result, right? So if that's the end result that you want, that's your exit, it's going to be boom. Let's go from the beginning and let's see exactly what it is. And that's where, when you're talking to rent to retirement, right, the team, that's where you'll say, my goal is this in a year, 2 years. And they're going to go, okay, the 13 states that we had, is it 13, Grant, or 13 or 15, I believe, states you guys are in? I forget now.
We're always expanding. So that could be 15, by tomorrow. So
It's a moving target. Okay.
it is. Yeah.
So at 13 or 50 doesn't matter. They might go, okay, we just removed 5 or we just removed 7 from the list that we're going to talk about. But it's not a Canada versus US thing. It's every market is different, right? You could have states and that you might think, oh, Florida is I think they had 2% population growth, which is absolutely bonkers in a good way. But there's some places in Florida that are not seeing that, right? You might have some northern places like Tallahassee or Jackson. Again, I'm just making up things here, guys. But every state, every country will have highs and low markets. So it's not a Canada versus US thing. Courtney, does that make sense? I want to make sure. But again, book your call with them, guys, and they'll be able to walk you through. Courtney, let me know if I answered your question. Please. Okay, let's see. Other questions. Robert, okay, good. Sean, we're in Alberta now, crushing it. Yes, you guys are. I see you're posting the Action family. You guys are crushing it. Keep it up. And I love the mindset stuff. It's 80% mindset, guys. I love it. Tony, hey, Tony just bought a place through Rent to Retirement. Tony, did you close that yet? Or you got a place under contract, right? You literally just did that like last week. That's amazing. Texas. I love it. I love it. All family members, Tony here. Yes, that's amazing, guys. Hi, Dave. So, Tony, let me know if Robert, I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan. Yes, there you go, Tony. That's right. So, look, Tony's part of our Action family. Just closed on something last week. Absolutely, we're about to close. That's absolutely amazing, Tony. I'm super pumped for you. I believe Facebook name is Sean. Okay. If people across Canada, I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan. Yeah. So Robert, I'm not sure if you're talking about our Action Family Mentoring Program. So yes, Mel and I, I think we're just shy of 2,000, which is absolutely amazing. Action Family members. I still remember when we started that with like 1 or 2 betas to see if, hey, is there any interest in this? And Mel and I fell in love with coaching and mentoring. But yeah, it's Canada wide, it's US wide. We actually have people in Mexico as well. I think the UK. Anyway, so if that's the Action family, then yes, 100%. And then if one of our team members can put the link for people to get more information on our Action Family Mentoring Program. But if you are talking about, do you have people across Canada buying in Rent to Retirement? Grant, you can attest that, right? You've got people all over the place, right?
Oh, all over. Yeah. We had a conversation with a guy in Colombia the other day. So
oh, cool. Oh, yeah?
Literally all across the world. So,
so that's awesome. So yeah, Robert, you can do this from anywhere with think about this. People from all over the world buy properties in the US. Okay. So nothing changes there. It's just you're buying the properties through, instead of it being on the MLS in the US, you're buying it through Rent to Retirement and they've done the due diligence, right? So it's the exact same way. It's just you're literally being fed the deals on a silver platter with that checklist item that you would have had to do on your own done for you. Okay. Tony, this will be for you, Grant. Okay. Tony, how about, Tony can't get enough. Are you going to do another one, Tony? I love it. How about the new construction from rent to retirement?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit on our current inventory list. We have new builds in Florida. We're looking to expand there as well. We've got new builds here in Texas, actually in Lubbock, where I'm originally from. Dave, I think you may have looked at a deal way back then, way back when we first kind of partnered up. Did you ever do anything in Lubbock?
I did not do that one, no. But it was, the Ohio one, but that one is definitely in the close second.
Yeah.
Lubbock, Texas Tech is there. Like it's Amarillo, Lubbock are great markets.
Yep. So we've got stuff here in Texas as well as Alabama, Florida. We're always looking to add. So, you may see it. You may see something like South Carolina on there tomorrow that we don't have today. So just talking about our inventory list in general, it's very dynamic, constantly changing. It's about 50-50 new construction and, renovated. So hop on there, hop on our website, which is renttoretirement.com. I saw that question in there. Book a call with us, help us, help you be able to get past that analysis paralysis or any sort of, head games that you've got going on where you feel like you can't invest in the States. Like, we've got this figured out. We know what we're doing. We can definitely help get, multiple properties under your belt. So.
Okay. And again, guys, go on the website, but when you are talking to them, again, I don't want you to miss out on that $500 closing cost discount. The rent retirement, you guys have been gracious to offer that. I love it. Who doesn't want to save $500 on closing costs, right? I know I'm always looking for a deal. If you are doing that, again, let them know, hey, I'm coming from the Investor Mel and Dave community. And but I love it. Tony, good question on where the short-term rentals are. Courtney, yes. Okay, that made sense. Beautiful. I think Jasmer had a question. Hi, Dave and Grant. Hope all is well with you. Grant, this one's for you, Grant. All right. What is your website? Okay. You just said it. That's the one you're reading.
Yeah, renttoretirement.com. So.
Perfect. Okay. Where did I go here? So perfect. Robert has a question here. What are your thoughts about investing in the Philippines? So, Grant, I have no clue. I don't know if you have any. I've got no clue about the Philippines.
I have zero thoughts about it because I haven't done it. So we at Rent to Retirement, we only invest here in the States. That's what we have on our inventory list. That's what we partner with our clients to do. I know that Zach has invested out of country before. I have not personally. I just have a property in the States. But I don't know, Dave. What are your thoughts? You've done some different things.
And Robert, I'll just put this here. So this is if ever you're thinking, and I'll just be honest with you, Philippines, this is, because I know today we're here to talk about Turnkey, but I know some people might say, okay, Dave, I'm still interested in your Action Family Mentoring Program. Here's the link, www.iamreadytoinvest.com. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I am not investing in the Philippines. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I have no clue. I have not done any due diligence. Mel and I are doing Canada, US, Costa Rica, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. So those are the 5 countries that we are doing. You're welcome, Jasmer. Yeah. So Robert, again, I just don't want to overstep or talk out of, because I know nothing about it. Good questions though, guys. Keep the questions coming. Do not be shy. I love the questions coming in. But again, like I said, and if I was in the beginning when I kind of started off, what I wanted to do today is I want to chat about people's fears or objections or obstructions or barriers or whatever word you want to put here. What is fair enough? Thanks. You're welcome, Robert. Yeah, I don't want to. What is it that you're thinking? And let's just be, totally honest with each other, totally real. You guys put the time aside for this. I love it. Some of you on your lunch hour, some of you, it might be still 9 a.m., right? Maybe West Coast, you're having some coffee. But what is it that is, what's jamming you up? What is it that you're like, oh, I want to do this. I have money, or I have access to money, or I have access to other people's money. This sounds amazing. I want them to hold my hand. I've always wanted to invest in Ohio or Texas or Florida or Indiana or whatever, insert here. What is it? Like, what is that block between you and checking out the deals on the site, with the / deals, or booking a call with a Rent to Retirement? Like, that's what I want to chat about. Like, what is it? What is that? 2024 is around the corner. It's going to be going, like, I can't believe we're a couple of days, couple of weeks away. And what is it that is jamming you up? Because I'd love to chat about that, because again, there is a solution to every single thing that there's an issue with. And as people are kind of going through it here, I want to do, because again, Mel and I have coaches, right? We still have 4 coaches. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year, and we'll never stop. Okay. And we have Tony Robbins coaches, mindset coaches. And like, I'll just do a visual as people are putting it in. I'm not trying to get cheesy with you, but this is factual in every single thing that we do. Okay. So let's say over here are your goals. Your goals are here. Okay. And let's say you're over here, right? So you want to go the easy route to your goals. Anything that you do, whether it's buying your first property, buying your first multi, buying in a different province, buying in a different state, buying cross-border, whatever it is, there's going to be a wall. Okay. Like you have to go through that wall. You can't jump over it, right? You can't jump over that fear wall. It doesn't work that way. You have to go through it. So at some point, what is it that you need to go through? What is that scarcity, that fear, that objection, that obstacle that you need to go through in order to get to that asset? Okay, guys, and that's what I want to discuss. And some of you might be shy, like, oh, I don't want to say it because we're on a live with other people, but I think saying it or asking the question that what can help you get through it is very important. So let us know if you have any questions or objections. What is the
one thing that I was thinking about that we usually have, or an objection that we get all the time, is like, well, I want it to be, in my area so that I can go and visit it. So I can go take a look. Reality is that you'll never go and take a look at it, even if it was in your own backyard. I had a rental in Lubbock whenever I was living up there, and I think I went to it maybe 3 times a year, and it was 10 miles down the road. So don't let distance be that hurdle that you need to blow through. I mean, it's you can be 500 miles away from somewhere, and you can be 5 miles away. At the end of the day, it's about taking that next step. So.
I love that you just said that. Okay. And that is probably, what's that? Grant, excuse me. That is probably one of the best, not best, most common. Yeah. That is probably one of the most common. I'm glad you said it. People will say, I'm not there. I can't go visit it. It's out of my area. That is something that we get all the time too. And Mel and I are huge on, and I think, and Zach has said it as well, Grant, and you kind of just reiterated it, was live where you want to live. If you want to live in Colombia, like Grant talked to you yesterday, if you want to live in Canada, if you want to live in the US, you want to live in Costa, it doesn't matter. Live where you want to live. And if you're living in a market where the cap rates are so low, the purchase prices are so high, there's no cash flow, okay, cool. Don't let that stop you from investing. Invest where returns are best. If you want to invest in the US and through Rent to Retirement, pick a market. Well, they're only doing good markets, but pick a market that makes the most amount of sense and that is going to give you the cash flow, or is going to give you the teeth as a landlord to be landlord friendly. So all of that is doable. You're 100% bang on, Grant. That is the biggest thing. So guys, if you have that objection or scarcity on that subject, don't let it be something that stops you. You can invest anywhere with ease and do the exact same process. I mentioned this on our webinar last night. Ohio property that I bought through Rent to Retirement. The same inspection due diligence checklist that I do on my own properties, I was emailed the inspector's report. I'm going through it. You know how they always have like the kind of the red flag stuff, the yellow flag, and then things that are like, this would be nice to do in the next 2, 3, 5 years. So I always do this. I go directly to the red stuff. Hey, what fires do we need to put out? What is sounding the alarm bells? They had the downspout. So the eaves trough, the downspout. You know how at the end of it, they have that long elongated, they just want to go away from the house. So, okay. And I contacted Rent Retirement and I said, hey, and they said, already done, Dave. We took care of it. Perfect. There was something with one of the drywall. They wanted something. I said, hey, this was in the red section. Already done, Dave. Pictures, boom, boom, done. The same due diligence that I would do in my own backyard in North Bay, Ontario, Canada, the same report, because I'm not handy. I'm not walking through the building. I don't know what's what, right? I'm not an electrician or a plumber or a HVAC person, or the same report that I would get in the city that I'm in is the same report that I'm looking at in somewhere in Ohio, or insert here anywhere. So the same due diligence that is done anywhere that you do it. Okay, guys? So don't let your location dictate where you invest. Okay. Your goals with real estate should supersede your location. Okay. Love that. I love that you brought that up, Grant, because that's a huge one. Whoops. Courtney, everyone seems to suddenly be investing in the US. The dollar exchange isn't great, so just trying to determine all the pitfalls. Yes, and I understand that as a Canadian, there might be the exchange rate isn't anything great. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Lots of work to get it going, so probably best to scale as soon as possible. Okay. Actually, does anyone know, did the Fed announce, did they stay? Does anyone know here on the live? Because the Fed was announcing today, right? Bank of Canada did yesterday. Did the Fed stay tight, or did they increase or go down? If anyone can let me know that. So Courtney, a couple of things there, okay? So you're saying, Dave, USD dollars versus Canadian dollars, which there's no secret there. Why do you, and if you have your own money and you're like, I might not want to bring it over because of the exchange, I would look at the opportunity loss. So a couple of things. I would look at the opportunity loss. If you don't invest in the US, right, how much are you losing out on? Okay, so might it be more expensive because of the exchange initially? Cost of doing business. You will be able to ask the accountants how they can, there's something with the exchange. Anyway, I'm not going to pretend to know that. But think about this, Courtney, and I want to go two things. If you're using your own money and you buy in the US, will it be a little bit more now? Yes, because of the exchange. However, once you've committed to that, once you've actually transferred the funds and you're in USD dollars and you're transacting in in USD dollars, your profit will be in USD dollars. Okay, so think about that. You'll be making your money will be having babies and making money in USD dollars as well. Okay, so it's only that initial hurdle. So that's if you're using your own money. If you're using other people's money, Courtney, use other people's money in the US. Use USD dollars to do USD transactions. Okay, that's what I do. Again, sometimes I'll do that. I'll just borrow other people's money, create a financing in the US, so it's USD to USD, and then I'm not necessarily being affected by the exchange rate. And then is the juice worth the squeeze? In my opinion, yes. Again, you can make money anywhere. US is a great market. Okay, lots of work to get it going, so probably best to scale as soon as possible. It's not as much work as you think, honestly. And when I did it, I did not have someone holding my hand. I had the team and the experts and went to them, but it was a learning curve, right? Just like anything else. The beauty thing here, Courtney, is you're going to have a checklist. You're going to have conversations. They will literally, again, you're going to have the guardrails on. You can never go off because they will have those rails for you and they'll walk you through it. So is it a little bit more work doing a cross-border? Yeah, there's a little bit more things because you are going into another country, but it's honestly not that earth-shattering. That's why so many people are doing it, is it's not that earth-shattering. Now, the reason I was saying, does anyone know here if did the Fed announce today? I thought they were announcing today. Does anyone know if they stayed status quo? It doesn't matter, Courtney, even if they went up or went down or stayed status quo. The reason I was going at right now is 2024, they're predicting that rates probably will go down, right? Again, I think there was a stat like, don't quote me on this, but like 50 or 60% of mortgages are going to be coming due or refinancing in the next like 2 years. So, and I've been talking to economists. I am definitely not an economist, okay? But they probably can't keep them as high as they will, because if 50 or 60% of people are renegotiating their mortgages, that's a lot of people that will be in trouble. So odds are they're going to go down. And what happens with, let's say in Q2 of 2024, rates start going down, okay? And this is the same with Canada as well, but in the US, rates start going down. Well, what's going to happen? A lot of people that were on the sidelines are now going to start entering the market again. And those same stress tests or self-sufficiency tests, basically underwriting and the deal, before, when the deal, I'm making up numbers, if you had a deal that could only be $200,000 because the underwriting would only support $200,000 at that interest rate, Well, that might now be 250,000, might be 300,000. So the prices will go up. So that's just what I'm telling people. And that's my philosophy. And again, I'm not an economist, so do your own research, guys. But if that's what happens, the market is gonna heat up again, and things are gonna get a lot more aggressive. So if you're thinking of buying something and that is an objection, guys, get in now. Yeah, anyway, my 2 cents.
Keep in mind that it's an election year here in the States this next year too. So usually during election years, you have, regardless of who's in power, those rates tend to go down. I think I read an article the other day and was talking with some of my banker friends that they said that we expect 6 rate drops this next year. So it's going to be a wild year for investors and people that are purchasing their own personal home. We're right in the middle of that as well. Long story, but yeah, we're being quoted rates at like 7.5%. We're going to be able to get that down hopefully to around 6.5 within the next couple of months. So yeah, keep that in mind. I mean, as election years come and go, like those rates will fluctuate, but they do expect it to go down. So
100%. Yeah. Historically, do your research. Historically, it's been proven every time. You're bang on. I love that you piped in on that, Grant. So, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. Again, I want to leave you with a couple of things. If you're on the fence, again, no obligations. There's no handcuffing, nothing. Click on the link, right? investormeldave.com/deals. These are deals that are exclusive for our community, the Investor Mel and Dave community. There's deals there, that you won't find anywhere else. And then from there, book a call with Rent to Retirement. There's no obligations. You're going to get some value. You're going to go over your goals, and they'll be able to help you out. No matter what, you're going to leave that conversation having received value and probably knowing more than you did going into it. So there's no loss there. They're great. We plan on doing a lot more properties with them as well in 2024. Grant, thank you so much for hopping on the live with me today.
Yeah, appreciate it. Certainly love your community and how you help your community out. And we're here just to work in tandem with you and your group. And we'd love to be able to chat with you, your team, and your people. So come see us on renttoretirement.com or go to investormeldave.com/deals. Book a call with us. We would love to chat with you. So.
Awesome. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to spend it with us. Grant, again, appreciate your time. Enjoy. I look forward to seeing what you guys end up buying with your Rent to Retirement in 2024, and go crush your goals, guys. All right. Okay. Bye for now, guys.